Hi, this is Johan Kroner speaking. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a clinical psychologist in private practice based in Cape Town in South Africa. What I want to talk to you about is something very specific and something very unique. AI, as we know, is the future. ChatGPT is a psychologist for everyone. More and more people that are alone or need help or assistance psychologically seek help to ChatGPT for assistance and advice. Yet, a lot of frustrations are there. Too generic answers or too repetitive answers and not getting to the solutions or specific questions that you need. One would think, how is that possible? Because it's AI. It is actually possible and it can actually help you in your specific event if you channel it correctly and you ask the right questions. And it's how you ask the questions and very specifically. Then you will get the correct answers at your problem at hand. I'm going to use a model and I'm going to explain to you the structure of the model. That's the model you will use to feed ChatGPT if you are in a dilemma or in a state or need some form of help or assistance. The model that I'm going to use is emotions and actions, that's consequences versus thinking. Meaning, thinking is ultimately the application which feeds emotions, and then actions and consequences follow. Of course, there's core beliefs as well, which feeds thinking, but it's how you believe about yourself is mainly the problem. And it's the unbalanced thinking applications usually which cause the emotional state. Most people use ChatGPT to get to, to feel better, to get a different emotional state. They want to feel different. They want to they want to feel better. But they forget to get to the emotional state. Is the thinking application that needs to be practiced and rehearsed and have a new automatic sense that will ultimately help your emotional state. You can't just feel better automatically. So ChatGPT usually gives coping applications, and that helps a lot, especially in the stress tolerance. But I'm talking, how can it actually help you specifically with better thinking applications for your tailor-made thinking styles? Yes, that is actually possible. The first step that one needs to feed is your actual event, dilemma, or your trigger or your problem state that you find yourself in. Be very specific, elaborate clearly on ChatGPT what your situation is. I'm going to use an example. Let's say you are a presenter at work and you're going to have a high pitched presentation, which you feel very panicky about and anxious. You can't just type, I am presenting a, a high pitched event. You need to be specific. You need to indicate what's the topic that you present, what day of the time it is, what's the building, how many people are there, etc. So, for example, I'm presenting today at 12 at noon in the business hall meeting in front of 50 people, executives, line managers, and the topic at hand is X, Y, and Z, and so on. So describe your event and your actual dilemma very clearly to ChatGPT, the first step. The second step is what feelings derive from it. I presented and I felt very panicky and I felt anxious. Again, that's quite vague. One can be a bit more specific to describe your anxiety. I started with heart palpitations. I started to faint. I felt dizzy. I felt rashes. I felt I wanted to leave the venue. So describe your emotions. High anxiety, panicky is a true correction of emotion. What happened with this emotion? What happened in the event? Did you stood there? Did you made it? Did you feel it was difficult? Did you want to walk out? Did you walk out? Describe the consequences of the event. I actually stood there, but I felt panicky and my body was not in a good state, or I stopped and I walked out of the event. Literally just describe to ChatGPT on step three what happened after you felt a certain emotion. So, just to recap, it's an event, it is your dilemma you find yourself in, describe it clearly. Second step, describe what emotions you felt clearly, specifically, and the third step, what was the consequences of the emotions and of the event and dilemma, what actually happened to you. That's the three first steps to put in ChatGPT before it gives you specific answers. Don't separate it. Ask it like this 1, 2, and 3, and you'll get a holistic global answer. Ultimately, step 4 is important, and that is the thinking. What was I thinking when I felt anxious? You didn't just felt anxious or panicky naturally because you presented in front of public forum. You were thinking certain things. As an example, while I was presenting, I was noticing that I had palpitations and I was sweating and I wanted to faint. And I was thinking that people are starting to look at me strangely, start watching at me and making fun at me or jokes at me. I was thinking that was not good enough, that the content was bad, and that I might lose my job, and that I won't be able to present again in the future. This is type of thinking. This isn't feeling. So you describe what you were thinking, your self-talk, what happened in your mind. And I've just given some examples now in this case in point. After that is step 4. Then you actually will get suggestions, but that's not good enough. You still need to ask the questions for ChatGPT after you've given all 4 points. Again, recap. It's the event, it's the dilemma you describe clearly. What's your situation? Where do you find yourself in? It is your emotional state. What was the consequences from it? And what was your thinking? And what was your self-talk? How did you make sense of your anxiety? If you categorize it and you wrote it correctly, like you must use words, I was thinking this possibly, then you must ask the question, what better balancing thinking applications could I have used in this example? ChatGPT will definitely give you much better balance structures in your specific example, not generic ones, the ones that you fed them, the ones that you were actually thinking. It can actually give you other evidence-based thinking strategies in your specific actual example. And remember, it's practice. If you can practice that better thinking application styles and you can build a database, your emotional state will be better and your consequences will be better. So step 1 is the event, it's the emotions, it's the actions, and then it's what I was thinking. If ChatGPT gives you better thinking options, then it can give you better coping applications and emotions. But if you ask too much, too much of it, it can get confused. It's emotions, actions, thinking can all gets confused. You want help. You want long-term help. You want ChatGPT to build you a database. If it feeds your thinking applications, it can actually help you build better thinking applications that you can practice for you. So focus on the thinking advice from ChatGPT. The emotions will automatically better after you apply better thinking applications. That I might not feel bad about the people that were looking at me. It was okay if I felt heart palpitations. It doesn't mean that I am not a good presenter, or that doesn't mean I will get fired, as a case in point. Obviously, it was a very easy example that I used, but you can apply this through any example, whether you feel lonely or depressed or sad or a relationship conflict. It's the same model. It's the event, it's the emotions, it's the consequences, and it was the thinking which led to the emotion. I hope this helped, guys, and it was a very brief snapshot of how you can apply ChatGPT much better and much more tailor-made for you specifically than generic one. Watch out for more videos as I will elaborate more on it in future. I hope you have a good evening. Cheers. Bye.